Hello Gemini, welcome to your February 2020 reading. Thanks for joining me. My name is Michelle and this is for Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. Special welcome to my podcast listeners on Apple and Spotify. Let's get started. Gemini, there's a release with this reading and a flowing energy around you of healing and cleansing. Release. You are a powerful person. You're a strong, vibrant, intelligent individual. Each Gemini will be different, of course, so this may resonate as you. It could resonate as someone around you, Gemini, so please keep that in mind. There is this energy of using power, but making sure we use our power in the correct way. You can do great damage with power, but you can also do great good. That's how I'm feeling. The Dress of Alchemy card does speak about the release of this power, stepping into your power. But the thing that I'm getting around this reading, especially with the Mayan Jaguar goddess here, which also speaks about release, is taking the time to clear from your own energy any kind of lower vibration, such as jealousy, envy, fear, guilt, blaming, whatever it is. Once you're clear, then it will be replaced with a bright, strong, powerful, healthy energy. So where there is unhealthy energy, there is a need to cleanse yourself of that so that you can bring in this stronger, more healthy energy. After this has taken place, I do feel that there is going to be some kind of shift in your life, really. When your energy is strong and bright and clear, when you come from that place of love, of courage, of wisdom, you can attract the right things. So there's going to be change. Relationships, situations that are based on ego-centered concepts, anything toxic, anything unhealthy will fall away. And then there will be this energy of very much Empress. I'm getting that Empress kind of energy, knowing your worth, valuing yourself, recognizing your strengths, and asking for your worth from others. It's not about pride, it's really about self-worth. Now, release. The Mayan Jaguar goddess here. Any kind of old patterns, bad habits, old beliefs, imbalances of any kind need to fall away here. The Jaguar goddess of the Mayan culture, she was the goddess of midwifery, fertility, again that Empress energy, the earth, the rain, water, and the sacred sweat bath. So here, I do feel that again, this cleansing kind of energy, to let something go, ridding yourself of something unhealthy, a bad habit, old patterns, whatever it is. It's a very powerful discharging force, allowing her to help you let go of what doesn't serve you so that you don't hold grudges, you don't hold resentments, you don't hold any of that negativity in your person that releases like a toxic mess in your system, Gemini. They're all very negative, very heavy energy. Water, as the element around you, is beautiful for, of course, cleansing. Flowing, cleansing, healing. It refreshes and it moves. It moves gently. The card speaks of spiritual renewal, forgiveness, if we need to forgive another, if we're holding on to any kind of negative resentments, forgiving another, forgiving ourselves, a need to connect in a more spiritual way, to understand on a more spiritual level, and to be understood. Can be intimacy as well, and creative expression. It can really wash away anything that is negative or toxic in order to bring about this freshness. Bringing the quality of water to a situation by opening your heart chakra, speaking your truth with kindness, with compassion, encouraging a more intimate connection, a compassionate connection, expressing forgiveness, healing wherever and whatever you can. So where there is conflict, where there is a conflict of wills, a battle of wills, some kind of power struggle going on here, there is a need to show your power in a way which expresses kindness and compassion and understanding rather than with aggressive energy or jealousy or anger or anything like that. So let's see where this goes for you, Gemini. At the bottom of the deck, the Empress. Wow, look at that. I didn't even look at that beforehand, but let's have a look and see. We'll do some more shuffling here, Gemini, for the February. So for you, you have a very strong aura about you. You are someone who has created a lot of good things in your life. There's a caring, nurturing side of yourself that is very strong. But there's also a side of you that when pressed, especially if you feel somehow, I'm getting it as someone who you feel is bringing something to you that you don't want to deal with. Whatever that means to you. It could be someone who wants to do something you don't want to do. An ego battle of some kind. They want what they want, you want what you want, and you're trying to come to some kind of negotiation or agreement here. It could be a divorce, a settlement of some kind. Let's see. Gemini, we'll start right in the center. We have the Three of Cups and the Temperance in reverse. Okay, so right away I get an element that there's you're battling because there's warring factions here. I do feel like there's a group of people on one side, another group of people on the other side. Again, we could be talking about a divorce here where people are needing to choose sides. Friends, family, choosing sides. And there's an imbalance. There's a lot of conflict, drama, and watery kind of energy. But the water that I'm picking up here is more like a whirlpool, very much something that is spinning and creating disturbance, and very much a feeling here of not being gentle. I get disturbed energy and disturbed flow, Gemini, to your life because the interactions between people are off. I get conflict and battles. We have the Tower, yeah. Something unexpected. I feel like this change, this shift in connecting with others here has been brought about by some kind of destructive event. It could have been a breakup, an ending of some kind. It was very sudden and swift and unexpected, and it was like that thing that dropped out of the sky there and you had no idea it was even coming, but now you're having to deal with the effects of it, Gemini. But it does appear that what needed to change is going to change. So there's some kind of needed change here, so bear that in mind. The Two of Pentacles, you're wanting to keep everything straight. You're wanting to keep everything as it is, to maintain balance and structure in your life. You are someone, Gemini, who, in this case, I feel, is having to be that middle person. I feel like there is this group of people around you. There's a lot of chatter. There's a lot of gossip going on. There's a lot of drama. There's anger. There's words that are being spoken here in a dramatic fashion, and you're trying to keep it all together. You're trying to keep it balanced. You're trying to remain stable and grounded. But this release of power, yeah, I feel like this has released something. It's like you've been in a situation, Gemini, which has become toxic over a long period of time, but you've tried to maintain it. You've tried to keep it going, even though it had become unhealthy in some way. The balance was off between you and another, and it's led to an explosion. Someone has released something here, and you weren't expecting it. Gemini, wow, let's take a look. the King of Wands in reverse, I feel that's the person who has exploded in quite a aggressive way. I feel like the power around this person has become quite dominating. I feel like this is some kind of dominant individual in your life who's expressing in a very combative way what they want. This is someone who is very much feeling like they're in their power at the moment, but the way that they're using their power is as a duel, as a fight, as a battle. And the Ten of Swords in reverse. Yeah, it seems like it's about an ending. I pick up for some of you, it could be divorce, and not for all of you Geminis, of course. You could be dealing with someone who is wanting to break up some kind of partnership. Could be a business partnership. Perhaps there are family members warring here as well, or friends, a group of friends that are on the outs. So with the 10 here, Gemini, I feel like there is an air of finality around this. Something has come crashing down, something has ended unexpectedly, and now you're having to deal with this ending and pick up the pieces, so to speak. There may have been feelings of betrayal or hurt around this. So when we speak about releasing toxic energy, I see this two ways, Gemini. I see this other person has released something that they've built up within their system, and it's coming out in quite a explosive fashion, an ending, a sudden ending. For you, this toxic energy, I feel, is about some kind of betrayal, or feeling that things have just gotten to a really awful place in your life, and trying to make sense of it all. There is a feeling here of the flow has changed in your life. It's like the river was going one way, and then suddenly it's reversed course and gone the other way, and you're kind of left there not knowing what to do or what direction to take. I'm getting that kind of essence, but you're wanting to keep whatever stability you have in your life, so that you keep that anchor. I get you needing to anchor yourself here, Gemini. Anchor yourself in this flow, this whirlpool. Okay. The Five of Pentacles, there may be a sense here of someone walking away. There may even be a sense of inadequacy. You may be, unfortunately, if this is a situation where someone's walking away towards someone else, and there's a third party involved, you may feel jealousy or envy towards this other individual. So there's a real need to release any kind of toxic energy here, something that you're holding on to and is causing you pain, and is causing this pain and negative energy to build up within your body. So if there has been a situation here where you felt betrayed by someone, Gemini, get it out in some way, in a healthy way. And by healthy, I mean doing something that is good for you, whether that's a exercise, going for a walk, some kind of talk, seeing someone that you can speak your mind to, getting it out, release. It's all about release. I think for you, Gemini, you're trying to hold on to this energy, and it's not good for you. It's not good. You have to get it out in some way, but it has to come out in a very healthy kind of way. It can't come out as an explosion, especially if the other person is being explosive towards you. Two of that energy is just going to cause some kind of event here, which just makes a bad situation worse. So meeting this fiery energy, meeting this combative or dominating energy with a sense of confidence and a sense of power, but in a way in which you're standing strong and knowing your worth and knowing your value. acting from that confident place and not from a place where you feel that someone is not valuing you or is valuing another over you. We also have the moon here, Gemini. So yeah, it speaks to me of there's a lot of things here that are going on beneath the surface. I get a kind of a release here, a gradual release is what I'm getting from Spirit. So this other person has kind of blown their top and it's all come out. But for you, I get gradual release of this toxicity, a slower pace. So whatever you've been holding within, I feel that is going to come out, but gradually and in a much more healthier way. Again, with the moon, I'm speaking about water energy. So making sure things flow in such a way as they are bringing you peace and a sense of calm, rather than creating more toxic buildup within your system. Meaning bringing that kind of jealous feelings, that holding on to resentments, holding on to grudges, that kind of thing. We have the Fool. So with this one, it's a lightness. It's getting things out. It's a return to feeling lighter in spirit. So there's an upside to this, Gemini, and what I'm getting here is that if you can get past this, and I feel it's not going to be too long before if you get this toxic energy out, that you'll be on this healing path and starting to feel better about yourself and your circumstances. And rather than staying in this place of fear, of doubt, of hurt and betrayal, it's turning that around, recognizing, okay, that's ended, accepting an ending, going through that healing process, allowing yourself time to feel those emotions and to release them, get them out in that healthy way, exercise, writing it down in a journal, therapy, whatever it is, getting it out there, getting past that, and then moving on with that more optimistic attitude. It's brilliant, Gemini. I love it. We also have the High Priest, but he's in reverse. So what I'm getting there is to make sure that the people around you are giving you good advice. I feel like there may be someone around you, at least one person, who may be giving you some kind of unsound advice. They're leading you down a wrong path. Let me see if I can find out more information. I do have the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. What is this High Priest in reverse? Please clarify that, High Priest. We have the Judgment card, or Karma, in this deck. Okay, so when it comes to anyone around you, make sure that they have your highest good in mind, and that you're getting advice from someone who is operating from that higher vibrational energy. The thing is, if you're on a path, a journey, moving forward in your life, starting over again after a breakup, a divorce, an ending, you want to make sure that the people you're surrounding yourself with, people who are giving you good advice or that are inspiring you to take this journey. You don't want to be around people who are, withholding you, holding you back. I also get a feeling around this of someone who's leading you down a pathway which is not really for you, not for your highest good. They could be trying to hook you up with people that are wrong for you. They may have some kind of, I get this, there's someone around you who has some kind of weird way of thinking, and they're trying to influence you. So you really need to make sure that when you take advice, from this person, I would say take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. Make sure that the people who you're taking advice from and actually listening to the advice from are people who inspire you to be better. That's what I would say to you. Don't take advice from people who are not such great people or are living life from that lower kind of vibration. Yeah. And make sure that what you're doing is true to you, is authentic to you, and make sure it feels right. And I feel that's how you'll be able to make good decisions, choices, because the world is going to open up for you here after this ending, that's for sure. And you want to make sure you're coming from a place of self-worth, confidence, and are attracting the right things to you. I get that sense, because if you're coming from that place of believing yourself to be unworthy, inadequate, if your self-worth has been affected by this ending, then you're going to attract negative people to you, people who are not, don't have your best interests in mind, really. That's the way I'm seeing it. The way that I'm getting this is that for you, you don't want to choose any kind of destructive pattern, especially if you've walked that path before. You want to take a different path. Show people that it is possible to change deeply and truly, to become clear, to become strong, healthy, very powerful in terms of your energy. So using this power, this strength around you for good rather than for destructive purposes. Taking the time to be truly yourself. You don't have to hide yourself. You don't have to put on a mask. You want to really be true to who you are and make sure that you're operating from this higher vibration. Now, you have to acknowledge that you might have some baggage, or you might have some debris here that needs to be cleared. But once you get through that, I do get that you will be able to shine. And really this strong, bright energy, and you'll be able to attract and come from that place of higher vibration of love, courage, wisdom, and you'll attract the right things. You'll attract the right people. You'll attract the right circumstances. Here I feel this is attracting someone who is wrong for you. So I would say for anyone new coming into your life after this ending, just to make sure that they have your highest interests in mind. Look at the person, look at their values, make sure they align with yours. And really I get that there may be somebody coming into your life here after this breakup, Gemini, who is not such a great person. I get that this is an individual who is quite unusual. I get an unusual energy around them, but in a negative way. I feel like this is someone who goes against the grain. This is very much, I get the attraction, could be a bad boy kind of energy. Yeah, sure, I get that, Gemini. But look beneath how this appears on the surface, their outward exterior, how they look, and look beneath, look deep within them, and see the person and make sure they align with who you are authentically. And I would say if you're being led by someone here who is quite unusual character, maybe a little bit wild or just a little bit extreme in nature, just to be mindful of where that path leads and make sure that if you want to walk it, that you're aware of where it leads, because I think you know deep down that this person there's something there that's off. I'm getting a sense of, for some reason I feel like it's somebody here, they're a friend, but they don't have high values. That's what I'm getting from Spirit. They don't have high values. Okay, interesting. So whatever that means to you, you'll know who that person is. someone around you who is leading you down a wrong direction, I feel. Let's see. I'm going to get one from the Soul Coaching Oracle for Gemini. What does Gemini need to hear? Surrender. All is well, and surrender to your inner guidance. So when it comes to assessment and assessing where you go next, there is a feeling around this of making sure you pay attention to that gut feeling. If something feels off about a person, I would say pay attention to that. Let go. All is well. The thing is, when you release negative thoughts, negative energy about yourself, you can heal. Letting go can heal the need to be in control, stress of unfulfilled expectations, anguish of demanding how things should be, and tension of wanting others to act in particular ways. So these things constantly lead to disappointment and unhappiness when we attempt to control others. Although there's a time to hold on, there's also a moment to just let go. And now is the time to do that, to surrender to what is, to surrender to an ending. Remember that you aren't yielding to a force outside yourself, you're giving in to your soul's energy. By releasing your hold, you're allowing the creative forces of the universe to spiral through you. You're permitting the universe to give you direction, to give you inspiration. And of course, you don't have to do it all by yourself. Help is around you. You just have to make sure that you're being helped by the right type of people. That's what I would say to you. All is well. Surrender to your inner guidance. Surrender to an ending. Surrender to what is. Just be a little bit careful. You're coming from a place of self-worth, self-empowerment, and not allowing yourself to get involved with anyone here who may be taking advantage because you're coming out of a relationship here and maybe stepping into another one, something like that. Making sure that the individual that is around you here offering you support or guidance is someone who values you and is aligned with your I would say values and beliefs, because I do get something that is very non-traditional or non-conformist about that person, and I don't feel for you, Gemini, that they're quite on the same level as you or on the same page as you, Gemini. That's what I would say. You want to be taking a more spiritual path. This person is not. You want to take the spiritual path. The other person is not. I get that from spirit. So a real need to surround yourself with people who lift you up and inspire, and not ones that will pull you down further into some kind of quagmire here. So I'm going to leave it there for you, Gemini, and wish you all the very best with this. If you'd like a personal reading, you can email me, gypsyinsights@gmail.com. That email is also in the box below. Please do like, share, and subscribe. If you'd press that little like button, I would really appreciate it. And also share me on your social media. Any way that you can get the word out if you're enjoying these readings, I'd really appreciate it. Please take care, Gemini. Thanks again to my podcast listeners on Apple and Spotify. My 2020 yearly forecasts are out. The link for those is also in the box below. Bye for now, Gemini.